for uh, as a bluff, and we're gonna be able to bluff him off of this pot a huge amount of time. And he min raises on this flop, which I think is pretty horrible play with most any of his holdings, especially given that we've been so tight so far. It really looks like he's got a mediocre hand, and he wants to like see where he's at or something like that. Like maybe he's got like a 9-10 or 8-9, and like, oh, I hit top pair, and instead of calling like he should be, he's like min raising and like finding out where he is. And you know what? We have a very tight range. We have a flush draw. We have a good amount of fold equity. So I'm all in. And he thinks about it and folds. And right there, perfect example of using our very, tight and not out of line image to win a pretty big pot. Uncontested, and right there we had the folding equity of that very strong perceived range in his eyes, while we actually just held the 7-5 of clubs. And gonna defend the 7-9 suited. Pretty standard defense. I mean, we could be 3-betting it, but we had just done that, and we kind of wanted to work with our tight 3-betting range. And I don't think. I guess I go ahead and call one. I think I could probably just fold that, actually. He's probably checking back. He checked back Queen 9. I guess I can't make too much assumptions about what he's checking back, because he's checked back, trip aces and some complete air and a gut shot like that, which I would expect him to be betting almost all the time. But this is something that I'm picking up rewatching this, which should hopefully encourage other people to rewatch over their past sessions and pick up on some new things, especially if you play with the same opponents a lot of the time. And still play pretty tight out of position. Go ahead and fold the 9-10. I go ahead and bet it. I think that's fine. I think you could bet or you could check there too, because this guy's been so not willing to fold at all. And then he bets 12, and this is just a really lame spot. I think you're getting just value owned by a 10 a good amount. Can't really raise, I don't think. I think he looks it up with the 10 and stuff, but he bets so small that I think we kind of just have to call, and he does wind up having a 10. Pretty lame spot, but I guess pretty good thin bet sizing by him. Can't really do too much there. I think he would have snap called a raise, and I don't think we could fold. Maybe not snap call, but I don't think he would put us on an ace when we check the turn. So, nice hand. This guy has definitely shifted gears from the beginning. If you remember, he started out pretty tight. He was opening every single button, and he did not play a single hand out of position for probably the first, I think, 15 or 20 hands. And then he became pretty aggressive and was 3-betting a lot. And I actually, like that. It's been pretty hard to, put him on a hand and stuff like that. And he's been pretty erratic and unpredictable. And I don't think he's quite as aware of his image as we are. But onto this hand, I check back the flop for pot control because it's super wet, and this guy been, playing back a ton. And I call on the turn because I call on the turn because I pot control on the flop. I feel like I kind of had, and it's so drawy out there. I feel like I kind of have to peel at least one street with the ace high, and you know what? I do have outs to making the best hand. I probably have 6 outs if you don't want to count all the aces as clean and stuff like that. So I go ahead and call, and then he bets under half pot on this river. And if you remember, he just done that with a 10. He bet. I guess he bet a little bit smaller. He bet like he bet like 12 into like 28 on that other one, I think. I'm not completely sure, but he bets about 14, a little bit under half pot. This really looks like a weak-ish, like thinnish value bet from maybe a jack. I didn't really see a queen in his range that much, but I decided to try and just raise him off of it because fives made trips, backdoor diamonds got there, and also when he makes a value bet like that, I really didn't think that his hand was very strong, so I just thought I wanted to put in a raise, and I really thought he was just going to fold because his hand's not that good. I pegged it as a thin value bet, and usually you don't even have to rep too much to get people off of thin value bets because they bet and then they're like, oh, my hand's not that good, and then I fold. But he wound up having queen 7, so I guess he kind of owned me there with. Sorry about that. I keep hitting some keys or something. So he kind of owed me there and made me bluff raise him with his bet sizing. Although I don't think he intentionally did that, but that's fine. And it's not really that bad to get caught bluffing there. It just ensures that we get paid off in the future. And I guess I'm looking for an upside to it, but I don't really mind my play there. I think he's going to be folding a lot to our raise there, actually. And out of this hand, this is my first defense to his 3-bet, I want to say. And ace-queen suited, pretty good hand. Call 3-bets of pretty much anybody with it. It plays pretty well. And on this flop, what do I have? I have ace high, which is actually probably a good amount against his 3-betting range. So that's one thing to take into account. And also, I have a gutter to like the super nuts, where we're getting a lot of money in, like really good. If a jack falls and he happens to also have a queen, and also we have just a much stronger perceived range than him on this flop, because he's been 3-betting a good amount, and he has to know that, and he has to know that we know that. And this is my very first defense to his 3-bet, so my hand's going to look a lot stronger than his when we're doing this. When we're playing post flop, my hand is just automatically going to look a lot stronger. So I just decided to float it. I think I can represent a much wider range of hands and make some more credible bluffs by just calling on the flop. And then I decided to check the turn with the intention on improving or bluffing the river. And I mean, ace high is a good amount here, but I do want to just kind of bluff the river to hopefully get him off hands that made a pair. Maybe he's got ace deuce, maybe he's got pocket sixes, maybe he's got 8-9 or something like that. I think a bet on this river can just I think it's very profitable given our image and our perceived range to him. But he goes ahead and calls, and we're good, which is pretty hilarious, I guess. He wound up having ace 6 of hearts. I guess he picked up a heart draw on the river, but I guess he soul read us for having a float on